Long, long time ago, there was a girl named Shimchang and a blind father in a village. Shimchang's house was very indecent, so she worked hard to support her father. One day, Shimchang went out to work, and Mr. Sim was left alone in the house. At night, Mr. Sim went out to greet Shimchang. He started to go over a bridge to cross the stream. Just then, Mr. Sim slipped and fell into the stream.
Oh, help me! Anybody there? Please help me.
He wasn't able to get out of the stream because he couldn't see anything. Fortunately, a monk was going over the bridge. He saw Mr. Sim and helped him to get out of the stream. Mr. Sim got sucked. Seeing his poor looks, the monk gave him an advice.
Offer 300 sacks of rice to Buddha and pray. Then you will be able to open your eyes.
The monk disappeared after taking Mr. Sim to his house. After that day, Mr. Sim began to feel anxiety. It was impossible for him to prepare that much rice. Shimchang was worried about her father because he didn't eat well.
Father, why the long face? You look sick. I'm very worried about you.
Don't worry, dear. It will be fine.
No, something's gotta be wrong. It's because of me. Please forgive me.
Shimchang cried. Finally, Mr. Sim confessed his story. Listening to his story, Shimchang considered how to prepare 300 sacks of rice. One day, Chinese merchants came to the village. They were looking for a young girl who could be an offering. They had to go over Indang Ocean, of which current was very hard, so they needed a girl to be sacrificed. Shimchang decided to be the offering and demanded 300 sacks. The Chinese merchants accepted her suggestion. The day for Shimchang to leave eventually came. She had not told her father about the appointment. Shimchang stopped making breakfast. Setting last gorgeous meal for her father, Shimchang said,
Now, I gotta leave. Please forgive me, Dad.
Then she vowed to her father. Mr. Sim was so shocked.
Leave? What do you mean? What happened? Tell me, huh?
Chang couldn't say a word because of her tears.
Dad, I hope you get well soon. Please open your eyes. And please be happy.
While Mr. Sim and Chang were crying, Chinese merchants came and Chang left. When Chang finally reached the Indang Ocean, she prayed,
God, please let my father open his eyes.
Then she jumped into the deep, deep ocean. Chang left and the Chinese merchants endowed 300 sacks of rice to Buddha. However, Mr. Sim couldn't open his eyes. Instead, a mean widow became Mr. Sim's new wife. This woman deprived Mr. Sim of his money and kept bothering him. One day, the queen held a party for blind men. Madame Fang Duck and Mr. Sim headed for palace where the party is taking place. The next morning, the palace opened its door, and the blinds from all around the country began entering the palace. Mr. Sim also entered the palace with other blind men. Gentle music was played and a lot of food were in the palace. While he was enjoying the party, he heard a loud sound.
The queen. An honored going of the queen. Bow your head.
Mr. Sim kneeled down and bowed his head. What a surprise! The king came to him and bowed to him. She was Chang, Mr. Sim's daughter, who was considered dead. When she jumped into the ocean, the Dragon King saved her life and let her marry the prince of the country. Chang lived in abundance after getting married to the prince. However, she was so worried about her dad. She was anxious to know whether her father opened his eyes, and that is why she held the party. She thought she will be able to find her father at the party. Finally, when she met Mr. Sim, she stopped and said,
Father, can't you see me? Open your eyes. It's me, Chong!
Mr. Sim was surprised and shouted.
Chong, it's you? Let me see your face.
Then, suddenly Mr. Sim opened his eyes. They hugged each other and shed tears of joy. After all, Chang punished Madame Bangduck and sent her to somewhere far away, and she lived happily with her father in the palace.